I can't stop breaking out, really. I've got, like, I just, like, this one's gone, but now this one's, like, almost on its way out, but now here's another one. Yeah, it's the summer when I'm wearing sunscreen. I'm very unmotivated today. I have homework that I could be doing, I guess. Mostly I could be studying. I don't know if maybe there's something wrong in terms of, like, my not actually being able to, like, sign in addition to what I don't like about the website. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sign into it, so I'm just going to leave it. It's hard. I don't want to go to school, you know? I don't want to leave the building. I don't want to deal with anything. I can't deal with anything. I just don't want to deal with it. You know? I'm a little bit messed up. I'm pretty messed up, actually, about what happened at school. I'm actually pretty messed up about that. I'm very... It's hard, you know? It's hard to keep trying when things went so terribly wrong. And I worked so hard. I really worked so hard, you know? It's hard to keep trying after that. It's just hard to, you know, it's hard to make yourself kind of work hard at anything anyway. But, you know, it's tough for me to kind of also feel like I really want to, you know, I mean, I know I don't really have a choice. Because what else am I going to do with my time? You know, but it's hard. It's hard to stay with it. It really is. It's hard to like just, you know. So anyway, I was like, well, you know, sometimes, at least I'm not being distracted. I'm just kind of sitting, and hopefully I'll get some studying done, you know, before the end of tonight. It's nice. It's good. I only took one class this semester. I think I would have lost it a little bit if I had tried to have two. I don't think I could have done it just with all the emotional stuff that's going on and everything else. Just too stressful. But it's funny because, you know, I don't know how did I end up. Oh yeah, every once in a while I check out what John Mayer is doing. Right, he's consistently mean. It's funny. He doesn't. It's funny. It's funny. Like even the other guys, as mean as they are, I think at times, if you know, their job requires that at least sometimes they act like they're really in love with somebody, right? And he has never really had to do that, right? He doesn't. He's never had to. He's never, at least in one way or another, right? And he's never had to do that. It's you know. So he's as mean as any of them without ever having had that to be part of his job requirement. So, and I think I've identified that as, like, you know, one of the sources of his enduring unpleasantness, right? But he's you know, has done some good music. And it's funny because I was thinking how did I end up reading about somebody else, which is that she has this she was at one of the search results. She was in one of the search results because she mentioned him in an article that she just did, right? And it was funny because I was like, oh, this person, her name and stuff. I was like, is it Gigi Hadid? And is that how you say your name? I don't know. And I've been irritated about it because I've been like, I'm like, oh, well, the only reason she's famous is because her name and blah blah blah, which probably isn't true, you know, because it seems like from reading something else about her, it seems like she was actually, you know, born in California and people had started her modeling when she was really young, but then her mom wouldn't let her because her mom had been a model, and she's like, no, you have to get through high school, and, you know, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's good, right? But it was funny because it was fun. As I said, I'm really unmotivated. I'm in a bad mood. I don't feel like doing anything, and I had just been kind of like just you know, doing stuff on my phone, try to feel better, you know, look at things that make me laugh or things that are interesting or whatever. Or just wondering what people are doing. Sometimes I look at what people are doing just to know, just to kind of follow to find out what's happening. Because I didn't, you know, as I said, I didn't know anything about fame. I didn't know anything about the stuff, you know, and I say things, and these people have been so cruel, that it's interesting. I wasn't prepared, so I look at what they're doing to see what they're doing. To kind of get a feeling for it, to be like, all right, well, after everything that's going on and everything that I'm going through and everything that's happening to other people because of them, are they ever going to care? Are they ever going to care about how they're affecting people? You know, so some of that is kind of interesting. Then you find out what kind of people they are, right? Yeah. so she was talking about how this article mentions how she was this one song actually that's actually it's actually the original version. It's obviously not his song, it's somebody else's song it's a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song, right? And then he did the song later at a concert, and that particular version of the song is one I used to listen to a lot. I listened to it. I started listening to it, I don't know, like maybe my second year of homelessness, something like that. And then I used to listen to it. I listened to it for a while. I listened to it for a couple of years, actually. Not all the time for a couple of years, but I listened to it every once in a while. I listen to it still sometimes. I still do. But what she said is that she listens to it. She listens to like a remix of it, and it's so funny because they had a link to it at the article where she was talking about it, and I listened to it, and it's hilarious, actually. It started to make me think about something really funny because it's got this like it's the song itself is kind of sad, and the original song is sad. The way John Mayer did it was also somewhat sad. And he did it, I think it was like he was just all acoustic. It sort of seemed like it was him and a couple of his, I think maybe it's the John Mayer trio, in a concert. It's just no nothing, just he's like wearing just a t-shirt and jeans and shoes, and it's just they're sitting there literally on this like totally plain stage, just and then it is kind of a sad like melancholy, the feeling to it a little bit, yeah. But the version that she's chosen to listen to, and I don't even know if it was something that John Mayer endorsed. I guess people can do anything they want to the music that they can get for free, right? It's like first of all, the one that it was linked to in the article has this picture, and it looks like it's, I don't know, maybe an hour or two before sunset, somewhere like really pretty, where there's people out on a porch, and it looks all like fun and cute, and it's like really funny. And then the actual like the way that it's been, the music and things that have been added into it is really like cute and fun and like it's really funny. And you know what it made me feel like? It made me think about, it didn't make me angry. It made me think about she's like 20, something like that, and it made me think about like something I hadn't really understood before quite so much, which is like the way that maybe I don't know if it's really grandmotherly, because I think parents can feel the same way when they like have a baby, or their kids that feeling of you don't really understand when you're young, when people say things like, oh, it's to have a baby, and then the baby is like experiencing everything for the first time, and like everything's so amazing, and they get excited about things, and they're so like they're so you give them, I don't know, something, anything, something they've never tried before, something they've never seen before, and even the things that they have seen before, it's not like they've seen them 1,000 times. They've seen them like a few hundred times, or you know what I mean? And they're just even, I mean, they get cranky, they get upset up. They're still people, they scream and they yell and they cry and they're upset and they want things to be different, right? Like this is just a human condition. But the things that make them happy are like the things that you stopped caring about like years and years and years and years and years ago, as you're, I mean, not that human life is supposed to continue to be that simple. It really isn't, right? As you get older, the way that you think about things gets more and more, there's kind of more and more things added into it. So it does, happiness is kind of a different type of concept. But there is something about people who have not, little people, or like youth in some way, where that weariness, that world weariness has not descended upon them, and it's just like, I mean, this whole song, the last song in the world that I ever would have chosen, to change that way, right? But it's cute, it's funny, it's really cute. And then I started thinking about it too. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm middle-aged. I'm middle-aged, totally middle-aged. I'm world weary, and I mean, and she and other people like her, think, but have I gotten everything on the list of being middle-aged? Well, you know, it not only in terms of like what I think or what my reactions to things are, but, you know, what people her age think of me, you know, or people in her group, you know, as far as that goes, think of me. It's like, well, you know, they think everything I say is stupid. Yes, that's on the list. I think I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, that's on the list. You know, right? They think everything that I say, you know, in terms of like values and other types of things, you know, it's like it's ridiculous, the dumbest thing they ever heard. Yes, that's on the list. I think I have successfully reached middle age. So it would seem. You know, they're susceptible to other people who are bad influences. That's on the list. You know, no matter how much I say, they don't want to hear it. I'm getting it. I have definitely successfully reached middle age.